My name is Shubhankar Darbari. I made the best transformation on internet history, and today I'm going to go about the first ever step that I used in order to lose body fat. And this video might seem ultra cringe because everyone knows about this step. No one fucking does it, okay? If you were to do it, you would have had the change by now. So the first thing I would go about is go to this website. It's called tdeecalculator.net, and go there, click imperial or metric, whichever system you live in, input your age, input your weight, height, 6'2" for me, and activity levels. Click calculate. This is the number of calories you need to eat every single day. If you want to be more and more accurate, you can input your body fat percentage, which I feel like most you can do with the veneer caliper thing, and like it like checks how much like body fat you have like on like different parts of your body and uses a formula to calculate it. So if you know that number, input that number over here, and you'll get a more accurate representation about just how many calories to the T you would need to eat in order to maintain that weight. Now, since you're trying to lose body fat, presumably, you want to reduce this number. You want to reduce this number by about 500. So your calories would be around 2,800 calories. Now, that's the number of calories you need to eat every single day in order to lose body fat, right? But the thing is, most people just get those calories and that's it, right? But the thing is, you also have to get enough protein in your diet. Now, how would you know like how much protein you need to get in your diet? Now, if you're 190 pounds, right, as a man, you need about 0.81 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So that would be anywhere from 0.81 times 190. That would be anywhere from 153 grams of protein to 190 grams of protein per day, every single day. Okay, so we know the calories, we know the protein amount. Should be just as simple, right? It actually isn't. Okay, it actually is not just as simple. After this, what you would need to do is you need to pick and choose the foods that gives you the highest level of satiety. So for example, something like chicken breast, you cannot eat 1,200 calories worth of chicken breast just because it's so fucking satiating. It's very high on the satiety index, right? Same with potatoes are very high on the satiety index, right? Something like sugar is not very high on the satiety index. Something like honey is not very high on the satiety index. So you need to optimize your diet based on an increasing amount of foods that are high in satiety index, because you don't want to fucking starve. You don't want to fucking feel like shit throughout the day and feel like you're starving yourself or you're hungry as shit, right? But you also want to continue to lose weight. So what I would do now is choose foods that are high in satiety, fill them up to 2,800 calories, get 153 to 190 grams of protein, and that's it, right? It actually is not that simple as well. Along with doing all of that, you need to have some sort of physical activity in your routine. Okay? You need to create a high energy influx and not a low energy influx. A low energy influx is what happens when you just, let's say this is the amount of calories you're burning, right? Let's say you feed your body this much calories. Now this is your metabolism. This is all the ways your body burns calories. Your movement, your weight, your like BMR, everything. If this is how much you're feeding, over time, your body will start to come down to this point and adjust itself to only needing that many calories, right? And then what you need to do in order to break that plateau, because you'll plateau after this, what you would need to do to break that level of plateau is go even below. And then the same cycle happens again. Then you'll go even below. It's a race to the fucking bottom, right? Eventually you'll fucking starve and kill yourself. And if you don't want that, you might want to listen to the next 5 minutes or whatever I'm going to say next, right? So the way that's an example of a low energy influx. The way a high energy influx works is, let's say you're eating this much, right? Let's say you're eating X amounts of calories, right? And you want to create a deficit. The two ways you can go about creating a deficit is either you eat less, right? Or you eat the same amount and do more physical activity in order to get that deficit down, okay? Or in order to increase that deficit. So the only two ways this bar over here goes down is by if you increase physical activity or if you decrease food intake, right? Increasing physical activity would give you higher yields on your return because you don't have to sacrifice that many calories after that, okay? This would make sure that your body is not adjusting to the level of calories that you just keep going below and below and below, right? And how do you increase that physical activity? Well, the two biggest ways that your body burns body fat is by or your body burns calories is by BMR and NEAT. Okay, so BMR is basal metabolic rate. You can control that to very minimal extent, but it's responsible for 70% of the calories you burn. So your BMR would be based on your height, weight, activity levels, how much muscle mass you got on you. It's not that important because it's not that important. You can't control it that much. What you can control is your NEAT, which is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, right? It's everything that you do apart from exercising per se. It's like walking, it's like touching your fingers. Me talking is NEAT, NEAT, right? How can you increase that? Well, you can increase your NEAT by just going on a fucking walk, getting some steps in, doing some fucking cardio, right? That's increasing your NEAT. A neat trick to increase your NEAT, okay? Neat trick to increase your NEAT. That's a good one. I just came up with that. Is to wear a weighted vest and do cardio and walk, okay? I'll give you the explanation now. Let's say it takes me, Shubhankar Darbari, a 200-pound man, to go from this position to this position, right? It takes X calories, right? If I were to go from 200 pounds to 150 pounds, it's not going to take me X calories because I'm not physically moving that much mass, right? But now my calorie expenditure goes down. But I want to burn the same level of fucking calories, just so I know for the sake of fucking consistency and reducing variability. What I would do now is for every single pound this man reduces, I'm going to add a pound on my weighted vest, right? So if I go down by 5 pounds, I would add 5 pounds on my weighted vest, right? So it takes the same amount of energy because I'm moving the same amount of mass over this period of time, right? Now your body would find ways to compensate for it, but the trick is to break through that level of like tiredness, pretty much, okay? And the thing is, like, if you're doing NEAT, right? You know, it's not really exhausting on you, right? Your body just does it. It doesn't spike your appetite. You don't feel bad. You don't feel tired. You don't feel exhausted after doing like some non-exercise activity thermogenesis. I think that would be a good way for you to increase your NEAT, for you to maintain your NEAT, and continue burning fat. And that is my way how I would go. The first step I would do in order to start burning fat. And I wish someone told me all of this information fucking 5 years ago, bro. Like, this would have made my process so much entirely easy. I wouldn't have to go from fat to skinny fat if it were for this type of knowledge. So I really, really hope you can benefit from it. I really hope you can incorporate some of these tricks that I just talked about into your own life. At the end of the day, remember, you only need one person to really, really believe in your goals and you and have faith in you, right? Because at the end of the day, what we're doing here on this channel is transforming the mindsets of people from a fear-based mindset, which 98% of the people live under, to a faith-based mindset. And I feel like stacking a physical win for most people, just because they haven't achieved something truly commendable in their entire lives, just like I hadn't, would be a good way to reinstate a high level of faith within your capabilities and within yourself. So remember, I'm your biggest supporter. I'm rooting for you, right? Don't disappoint me, yeah? And leave a comment about how I can improve these videos, what sort of topics you'd like for me to talk about, different questions, anything. You can book a call with me, but the first link in the description if you want more personalized guidance in order to achieving your goals in a faster way. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.